Now, 30 minutes you'll wish you could get back later. The Nice Guys on Business.
But I do have 4 college degrees.
Oh, really? So you started your business.
I paid for every one of them.
Uh-huh.
They're my daughter's degrees.
Oh,
that's right. When you decide to be something, you can be it. That's what they don't tell you in the church. When I was your age, they would say we could become cops or criminals. Today, what I'm saying is this. When you're facing the Nice Guys on Business, what's the difference? Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your 2 favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Usually it's just Doug and I doing the fuckery and trying to figure it out as we go along. Today we have an entire team working for us out of Modesto, California. We have Bob hanging out, and we have Joaquin, who is helping us out with the tech side, and he's gotten me on screen, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is a thing. So
all I can say is I pull up to the front gate of this fucking palatial estate, Strickland. I'm like, what the actual fuck am I about to step into? And I realize I'm about to step into a horseshoe full of shit. This is amazing. I've spent the last 3 days being pampered, making amazing meals, getting amazing alcohol, being treated to $100 plus bottle of wine, probably seeing metalworking, woodworking, driving around in a Porsche 911 Carrera. Is that what it's fucking called? A Carrera? Is that what the car is? All amazing things. And I don't know what I have done to deserve this other than just be hanging out with Bob Campana. And I'm excited to be able to be here and have a conversation with you, Strickland, about the luxury estate that I am staying at here in Modesto, California.
I love that. Welcome back. My name's Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler, and being an amazing host along with Doug Sandler in the studio, in an amazing, beautiful studio, Bob Campana. Bob, welcome.
Thank you so much, Strickland. I appreciate this exchange of ideas and intellectual stimulation that I'm going to be capturing from the two of you.
Holy shit! I can't believe he went into major professorial mode here.
What that was called was a verbal blowjob.
That's right. Bob has spent the last 3 days just meeting my every desire. Well, if JJ is listening, almost every desire that I possibly have. Strict. So I pull into this gate, and immediately I see this house. Bob, square footage wise, what would you say this? How big is your house?
Mid-century modern. That's what the style of the house.
All right, style of the house, but I'm looking for the size of the house. I'm looking for.
It's like 4,700 square feet.
Okay, so this is a huge house, and it was just seeing the house was just the beginning, and then we actually drove down to the lower part of the property where there is describe the place where I'm staying, Bob.
Well, we call it the little house. And it's kind of like a knockoff of the big house.
Okay.
But I watched those Treehouse Master guys.
Yeah.
And I got my grandkids and I go, I'm going to make a mini house. So I just basically made a sketch and we built that house right down by the creek. And it's got a beautiful setting in the oak trees and stuff. So a lot of my buddies would buy houses in like Tahoe and the foothills, and they'd get in their car and drive 3 or 4 hours to get to their mountain retreat. I get in a little golf cart. I go for 1 minute and I'm in the country.
It's like a 600 or 700, maybe 800 square foot, just little A-frame with a deck and electricity, plumbing. It's every luxury that you can possibly imagine, with the exception of heat. There's
the heat though is self-moderated because we have a potbelly stove in there, and you start a fire to heat your place, and you got to keep that fire going to stay warm. It's kind of like part of the experience of being there. I love the open fire. I love that.
Well, so Doug sent me a picture of this house, and Bob, you're saying you and your grandkids built it because it is beautiful. It is really nice.
You sent a picture of the house or the cabin?
I sent him a picture of the cabin.
Yeah, the cabin.
No, me and my construction crew built it.
Right.
That's
So
beautiful.
to know Bob,
I built it for the grandkids.
Okay.
to know Bob is to know that he doesn't do anything on his own. He's got a team that can do it much better than he could possibly do it on his own.
No doubt about it. I mean, I'm a dysfunctional fuck when it comes right down to it. But at the end of the day, what I will basically do is I'll have an idea. And what I do is I surround myself with skilled people that can actually execute my ideas. And I have 3 metal workers that Doug has. So like on this experiential kind of thing that I was so honored that he decided to come up and visit with me. And I wanted to kind of give him a couple of 3 days to know who I am, what I'm about, so that he can help me grow my podcast. And it's all about this human experience. So he comes in and he goes, "Oh, on my Christmas list, I've got a welder." Well, within an hour, I had him out in the shop doing his first welding with the guys.
You were welding?
So I had never welded before. Now, right before I got here, unbeknownst to Bob, JJ was asking me what I want for the holidays. And you know how much work I do on those fucking trucks, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'd love to have maybe just like a small little welding machine or something like that. So I put that on my Christmas list, and I pull up and I see he's got a full scale welding and woodworking studio, actually a studio for welding and then another studio just for woodworking. And he goes, I'm going to have one of my guys teach you how to weld. So we spent about a half hour yesterday just doing some of the real rudimentary skills about how to weld. It was fucking amazing. I was, and right after we do this interview, I'm going to go change my clothes. Cause how many times do I put on a collared shirt strictly?
Never.
Never, exactly. So I'm going to go back into the welding studio, and we're going to weld together something that I can actually take home and sit on my shelf. I think it's going to be totally cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Welding.
And then on the next visit that he comes, we're going to have him do a woodworking project.
Right. And then we have a dildo building competition that's coming up with
Well, actually, we're making the dildo mold because he wanted it molded in chocolate for some reason I don't know.
So the experiences have been like multifold. It's been welding, woodworking. We'll talk about this a little bit more in detail. Now Bob owns a restaurant in town, and he's actually building a second restaurant in town because his first one did so fucking well. We go to the restaurant, and I'm on the line, and Bob is on the line, and we are making our own dinners following the instructions of the chef that's there.
Nice. So Doug told me about 2 or 3 weeks ago, hey, I'm going to be going to Modesto with Bob, and I'm going to stay with him for a couple of days. And I'm like, what are you going to do? And Doug was like, well, we're just going to talk business and talk podcasting and talk stuff. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's interesting.
Well, what I do is I conduct a in-person transgender acceptance workshop, and we have to do it in a live setting.
So, and then Doug told me, hey, Bob's going to join us for the fuckery. And I'm thinking to myself, I know the way we talk on the fuckery. And Bob, who I've never met before, and he's, not a young guy, he's a very successful businessman, very experienced. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if the topics that we get into on the fuckery are going to be appropriate for Bob. And then Bob comes on and starts talking about blowjobs and dildo molds and that kind of thing. And I'm like, Bob is going to fit right in here. We will have no trouble whatsoever.
I knew it. I knew he would be. I knew number one, he'd be able to fit in. But secondly, I knew that you would be happy with the level of professionalism that he was going to bring to our podcasting stage. I forgot to mention one of the other things that I haven't talked about as far as the experience. Last night we drive to dinner in his Porsche, and Bob is no he's not light on the foot when it comes to acceleration or braking. I feel like we get maybe within 20 feet, going about 90 miles an hour, 20 feet of an intersection that has a stop sign. I'm thinking, is he actually going to make the stop this time? And you did it successfully every time.
I love it.
Germans make amazing cars.
It's true.
Oh God, yeah. It was great. So far, it's been a really good experience. And Strick, I have to go home tomorrow, so I'm a little sad that I'm going home.
We got a male bonding thing going on. It's really worked out great. So like talking about experiences. So I wanted to create things for Doug to take home and really have human connection memories of this visit. And so like in the restaurant that we went last night. So you've got a fully functioned restaurant. The cooks are cooking all the people's dinners and so forth. And we walk in to the chefs and go, we want to cook our own dinner. And we basically enter into that line. And we just start, I'm going to have pasta carbonara. He's going to have short ribs. And we basically just cook our own dinner. The reason for that is for as many restaurant visits that he's had in his life, he has never went to a restaurant and cooked his own dinner. And that will be something that'll be memorable for a very long time. And that was the reason I did that.
That is very, very cool. I worked in restaurants for 7 years, and I know, Doug, you never did, but so I'm familiar with the line and the grill and all of that kind of stuff. But it is a fun process when you're doing it yourself. Hey, Doug, you want to pull away from your mic just a little bit? Me being the tech guy, you're distorting just a bit every once in a while. And Bob, you sound great.
That's because, my voice gets ultra loud when I get excited, and I've been excited for the last 3 days, except for I did start out. I was a little concerned. My definition of camping is the Holiday Inn as opposed to the Ritz-Carlton. So I was a little concerned that I was going to have to maintain and control my own heat. But when I realized it was triple pane glass in the house, I didn't think that was going to be really any problem.
Well, that reminds me of the story. I mean, some guys were going to go camping, and I asked this guy, if you were camping and you woke up and there was Vaseline smeared all over your asshole, would you tell anybody? And he goes, no. I go, great, let's go camping.
Wow. So Bob is that kind of friend. I get it now.
So Bob is starting in the podcasting space, Strick. So if you were to, as a seasoned podcaster, a guy that we've, I don't know that Bob 100% knows our story of how far back we go with our friendship, other than the relationship at the agency. But Bob is starting this podcast, and with your 10 years of podcasting, or almost 11 years, Strick, at this point, podcasting acumen, what would you say would be like? Give him a couple of lessons that you have learned that he might be able to benefit from.
So the biggest, most important thing that is not always obvious right up front is you should be yourself. You should always let your personality ring true, because when people are listening, they're going to tune in initially because of the material, whatever it is you're talking about. If it's something that they are interested in, they're going to stick around because they feel like they connect with you. And the other big one is, you don't want to think about being on stage speaking to thousands of people or hundreds of people. You want to think about talking to one person. Podcasting is very intimate. So when Doug and I are doing a show, we're not thinking about like 1,000 people listening on the radio. We're thinking about one guy that's hanging out, driving his car, and it's just an intimate, fun conversation like that. Those are my two biggest pieces of advice.
Well, I think that's very valuable advice, and I'll take it to heart when I'm speaking to people of intelligence. Today, that probably wouldn't be the case, but
not at all, not even a little bit. No,
don't have to worry about that at all. So Bob's show is and yet to be titled, but we're going to work on a title probably at some point today or maybe over the upcoming weeks. Bob's show really is going to be about talking about the human connection and the importance of building that human connection, not just building transactions to build a business. He came from a very, very successful pool design and construction and installation business, and then he rolled that into a very successful restaurant business. He's got, tons of experience just in the business side, and it never was about the transaction. It was always about the relationship. And so he's going to have guests on his show that are leaders that he could teach a little bit more about that connection with. And he's going to talk to people that are in a position to learn from the wisdom that he's had. So we're just trying to come up with a title and maybe just a little bit more so that we can start building the template of the show. I know it's going to be a really big hit of a show. We just got to figure out what that's going to be all about.
Well, we don't know. That was a segued in verbal blowjob. We're going to see if that actually comes to pass or not. The reason that I'm talking to you today is because I wrote this book. I don't know. We're going to have to send Strickland a copy of the book. Huh?
Okay, that sounds good. Well, the episode just aired on 12/1, Strickland. I know you nor I listened to any of our episodes of the Nice Guys on Business after we're done with the interview. But if you take a second and go back and listen to 12/1 just this week, this past Monday episode, you'll hear Bob was a guest on the show with his book, Don't Look Down.
I love it. So what's the book about, Bob?
it's my journey as an entrepreneur. From when I was 20 years old, and I took a transformational trip around the world for 8 months. And when I came back, I made a vow to myself that I would not squander the opportunity that America had to offer. And I started a business with $500. And I have made payroll 52 years subsequently every week.
Wow, that's pretty good. Strick, that beats us. Have we ever missed payroll? I don't know that we've ever missed payroll, except we've missed our payroll, I think.
Yes. We've missed paying ourselves a couple of months, but it's been a long time since that happened. I mean, early on, it was, you got to pay everybody on the team that's doing the job. And if there's not enough left over for us, okay. And fortunately, we have gotten past that and have not had that issue in quite a while.
Well, anybody that's in business for any amount of time knows that there's going to be drama at a payroll one way or the other, cash flow restrictions or whatever it might be. So being able to have made payroll for 50 years in a row every week is something that I would imagine that anybody in the business world understands that is a pretty good accomplishment.
It is a great accomplishment. And Bob, so did you go to college and study business, or did you just take a trip around the world and you're self-taught, which I think that's amazing. I love that.
When you read my book, which is a fabulous experience.
Shameless plug.
I started out at 12 years old going on route sales with my father and his cousins in San Francisco. And we sold wholesale Italian imported meats to the little grocery stores that did sandwiches and stuff in the city. And my father was an entrepreneur. My grandfather was an entrepreneur, started their own businesses and ran small companies. So when I came back at 21 years old and announced to my father that I was going to start my own company, he looked at me like it was the dumbest fucking thing I ever said in my life, because he knew I didn't know shit. But at the same time, that was probably the motivator to prove him that I could do it. And that probably was the impetus of fear of failure. I was always afraid of failure, so I would always be persistent and never give up to keep the ball rolling forward.
I love that. That sounds amazing. I totally want to read the book now and listen to the interview.
But I do have 4 college degrees.
Oh, really? So you started your business.
I paid for every one of them. They're my daughter's degrees.
Oh,
that's great. Hey, Strick, let's talk about something. I mean, that's important, but let's talk about something really important. You're fucking getting married in just a few weeks.
I am. Christmas Day, I'm going to be getting married. A little intimate ceremony with just the family in my fiance's family cabin in New Mexico. Now, I do happen to notice here, a thing just came up and it said remaining meeting time 9:51. Are we in a unregistered version of Zoom? Are we going to get kicked out?
We got to hurry then.
Are we going to get kicked out, or we'll have to start a new meeting?
We're on a free account right now. I think they give you 40 minutes of
45 minutes or something like that. 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. They give you, so we could do one of two things. We could either start a second meeting or we could fucking hurry up.
Well, we can totally hurry up, but I definitely, we could start another one if we needed to, but yeah, so that's very exciting. I'm working on the second marriage. Doug has already passed me on that. He's done his second marriage and is in his next relationship, which may or may not become his third marriage. But I'm not going to try to chase that. I think 2 is going to be plenty for me, fingers crossed. And life is good. Everything is great.
That's fantastic. It's something, a new journey, a new chapter in your life, and that'll all start over again. And hopefully this journey you learn from your past experiences, and this next one's going to be truly full of love, and walking every morning when you walk up and walk over the rose petals to get your morning coffee that's been prepared for you by your fiance with a freshly baked scone next to it, you'll realize you made the right decision, I'm sure.
Hey, Bob, after you said that, I may have made a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't be getting married.
Totally. Hey, how many voicemails do we have? See if we can get through them in the next 5 minutes.
We do have one. It says host is disabled screen sharing though. So I will need to request to be able to screen share.
He'll do it right now. Joaquin, our crack production team behind the camera will figure out how to make that happen.
And by the way, Joaquin is doing an amazing job on the camera switching. It's very smooth, very timely. Our listeners can't see it because we never post video. We only do audio. But I'm getting like switching to the one shot of each of you as you're speaking and the two shot, and it's like pro and shit. It's like very well done. It's all good. Oh, here we go. I have screen sharing. Okay, share sound.
Yeah. You would never catch us doing that. Okay.
Well, that's because Joaquin's a pro.
Exactly. Just
right,
like,
so
and Joaquin knows I was a pro. I was
Bob.
filling time with that information as he was getting the settings right. But I think we're good now here. So, are we ready?
All right, go ahead, Strick. Let's do it.
Let's see if you can hear what's going on. Oh, shoot. Hang on. One more setting. I got too many audio settings. I think I've got all of them except for this one. Change that, and let's try here. We got a voicemail from Jared. I said a voicemail from Jared. You know a voicemail from Jared. Nobody else will call. We got a voicemail from Jared. Screw the rest of y'all.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Shark. Jared here. So, great episode. Happy Thanksgiving a week late, everybody. And it's Friday, right after it released. Well, not immediately after. It's about 7 hours later. I think you guys released at 5 Eastern. Anyway, it's around noon, day after Thanksgiving, and I'm out working on my truck, changing the front brakes, listening to you guys talking. And I'm out here cussing at my truck. So, just be thankful, Doug, that when you're getting your truck fixed, you're not the one doing it right now, and you're not out in your driveway in the snow trying to change brakes where it keeps coming down like crazy onion and starting to stop and starting to stop, and you're getting all wet. So, sucks to be you to have to pay for all that. That really sucks. And then Erica mentioned that, you messed up because you didn't put a J name. Yeah, dude, J names are where it's at. I mean, come on. Everybody knows this. All right, fellas. Appreciate you guys, and as always, I love listening to the show. And even when I'm out here cussing at my truck, you guys are a good, enjoyable listen. See you, fellas. Wish you all the best.
Oh, we appreciate that. Here, let me stop the share so we don't have all our delay weird stuff. That was very thoughtful of Jared. And now you can get a welding torch and work on your own truck and put your own bumpers on from now on. Now, right, Doug?
I'm looking forward to being able to do my own welding, that would be my own exhaust. I'd be able to do that. Maybe even do some body work. Who knows what this will lead to, Strickland? It could lead to a whole new career for me.
That is amazing. Doug the welder. Okay. I'm down with it. I'm very down with it. That is really exciting and cool.
But where is this betrothal going to occur?
In Taos, New Mexico. My fiance's family has a cabin.
Taos, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a beautiful spot.
It is very nice. Up in the mountains, we're at about like 8,000 feet at a cabin, and it's just going to be us and the family, like 10 people, very casual, laid back. We've both been married once before and don't need to do the over-the-top stuff. We're just like, let's just do it. We're going to be in our pajamas and everybody be hanging out, and it's going to be very casual and fun.
Good for you. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's a wonderful thing.
Hey, Joaquin, can we get a time check? How many minutes to go?
3 minutes 35. I actually have the timer here.
Oh,
that's pretty cool. I can see it right here.
We have plenty of time, Strick. We've been known to put in at least good hour worth of content in 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's true. I mean, an hour of content by our definition, which is how many topics did you come with? None. Oh, me neither. We'll figure something out as we go along.
So we have, so tomorrow I'm leaving here, December 4th, driving home and heading back to Ojai, California, hanging out with JJ for the weekend. Got some truck plans this weekend. I got nothing else going on, and I'm going to enjoy just staying in my pajamas. I've had to get dressed like 3 days in a row. And I haven't.
Is that not common?
No, that is not common at all.
Yeah, Doug likes to lay around in his pajamas all day. Sometimes he puts on a decent shirt.
I personally like a spandex onesie. that I like to wear.
Bob's experimenting still. He's 71. He's experimenting with the sexuality right now, I have a feeling. So
well, what happened was I started using the spandex onesie when I was working in the restaurant doing baked goods, and I started gaining a little weight, and then I started washing the spandex, and after a while, the leopard print turned into tiger.
I know that Strick, you've been here a long time when I'm starting to hear the jokes repeat themselves. Yeah. I know that I've been here a little while. All right, Strick, I think we should wrap it up. I know it's a shorter episode than normal, but look, we were tied by the arms of Zoom on this one.
Yeah, but what a great plan where I got to meet Bob virtually. I love that and hear what's going on with you guys. And I just need to get myself out to California at some point and come and visit. And I'm excited to read your book.
Invitation.
Well, thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. And I can't wait to hear the podcast as soon as we get things rolling for you.
Thank you so much, Strickland. Appreciate it.
All right, Strick, we'll chat again in the next couple, and enjoy your weekend. Enjoy Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, and we'll
I only want to see the after hours videos. Okay.
Okay, I'll save those just for you, Bob. I don't want to share them with Doug because that's just not his thing. But I'm glad I've got somebody else I can share them with now.
And if you can silence the audio on the muffled whimpering part. Okay.
All right, Strick, I'll check in with you again the beginning of next week. And in the meantime, Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the nice guys on business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.